Allah, oh Allah, Jale Shan Allah,
The question of missionary activity in Islam has to be understood in the light of prophecy itself. The Quran says that we have sent prophets to all different spheres of time and space, and the word that is used for prophets in this sense is anbiya or nabi, who is an apostle, a prophet who brings the heavenly message to people. Then you have the second category of prophecy, that of a rasul, a person who belongs to the higher category of prophecy, higher than that of a nabi, who brings a special message that has to be spread, a special heavenly book that has to be brought to the attention of the people. Then you have the third category, which is the highest category, called ulul azm, the possessor of firmness and determination, which is even higher than that of rasul. And according to the Islamic sources, there have been 7 such prophets who belong to the category of ulul azm, with Prophet of Islam, Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ, as being the highest one. The ulul azm has a special task of bringing his message to people, and it could be ordinary people and it can also be kings and princes. When the Prophet sent his message to different people across Arabia and beyond Arabia, he was fulfilling the task of being ulul azm. In the light of Prophet's task as the possessor of firmness and determination, a special task of making the dawah, of making invitations to non-Muslims and Muslims alike had been given. Surah 30th of the Quran asserts that God is making an invitation to all of the people of the world, to the whole of humanity, to live according to His will. So the prototype of all of the invitation to the spiritual path, to the path of God, has been made by, in the first instance, by God Himself. The Prophet himself emphasized invitation to those who are in need of the divine message, and emphasized the Quranic ethos of Amr bil Ma'ruf wa Nahy al Munkar, ordaining good and forbidding evil. This is a message that has to be spread across to the world. In an effort to construct a better livable society, it should be a good society. And the task of preaching goodness to the people around, within the Muslim world, within the community of Muslims, and across to the other world, is a task that has to be shared by all fellow Muslims. In order to capture the spirit of the missionary activity of the Prophet, one should look at verse number 25 in Surah 16 of the Quran, in which God says that, "Bring my message to the people across the world and preach them most beautifully and with wisdom, and argue in ways that are best and most gracious." The Prophet himself emphasized the importance of mission, the importance of making invitation and dawah to Muslims and non-Muslims alike. He said that he who enters without invitation is a thief, and hence the importance of dawah as a dialogical process in which the Muslims and non-Muslims alike are invited to understand Islam. If dawah, or inviting people to the message of Islam, is so important, that raises the issue of the Islamic ethics of dawah. The Prophet also said, "Laysa ad-din illa al-hub." There is no religion without love, and hence the dawah must be done with love and knowledge. A person who does dawah is called da'i, and he has to be a person of a higher level of knowledge and piety. He must understand the Islamic sciences, he must understand the Quran, its tafasir and ta'wil, he must understand the hadith, the sunnah of the Prophet. And now one cannot expect that everybody will be at the highest level of scholarship and the highest scholars in the world will be the only da'is. And hence the dawah takes place across different sections of society, amongst different social classes with different discourses, and people from the Islamic world participate in it. The Islamic ethics of dawah, of course, the utmost important thing is to not push people and do not make religion compulsory for people. And when people are brought the knowledge of Islam, it is important to realize for the da'i that one must not win an argument and lose a person's heart. The decision to switch to a different religion, to convert to a different religion, is not a decision that is taken at a cognitive level. It is taken at the level of the heart, which is why it is important for the da'i to realize that one must target the heart, the ainul qalb, or the chashme dil, the eye of the heart, that will awaken the faith of a potential believer.
La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la